The Gillard government is being grilled over whether it did a deal to free people smugglers in return for a sentence cut for Schapelle Corby. Our political editor Hugh Riminton joins us live. And Hugh, was there a deal or not?
Well, what we do know is that since last year, the Indonesian President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono has been sitting on a recommendation that Schapelle Corby be granted clemency, that recommendation from his own Justice Ministry. So is it purely coincidental that that clemency has now been approved just as the Australian government releases Indonesian minors? And we do stress these are children who were kept in Australian jails after being caught up as people smugglers. The government itself says it doesn't engage in that kind of trade. The government flatly denies Schapelle Corby's early release is a trade for 3 Indonesian minors freed last week in Australia.
At no stage was there a notion with the Australian government that we will trade that for this.
That's not quite how Indonesia sees it.
It is not just a promise, it's been followed through and many have already returned.
Bob Carr says Australia is just doing the right thing.
It's just plain indecent to have kids from fishing boats used for people smuggling stuck in Australian adult jails.
It's likely that did have some impact, not in terms of any formal agreement.
Either way, both governments have now eased a political difficulty.
The question of how Indonesian citizens are treated in foreign jails is a big, hot political domestic issue in Indonesia.
If there was no Schapelle Corby in a Balinese prison, we'd still be doing this. We'd be obligated to do it.
We do know this. At every significant leadership meeting between Indonesia and Australia, going back to John Howard days, Schapelle Corby has been on the agenda. Recently, just as insistently, Jakarta's been urging action on those young Indonesians in our jails.
If doing what we're doing for the right reasons on these minors has created a level of comfort in the government in Indonesia, then that's fine by me.
Foreign Minister Carr has said that there have been no deals, and I have no reason to disbelieve him.
Some Indonesia watchers say it is encouraging news for the Bali 9, 2 of whom remain on death row for heroin smuggling. Hugh Riminton, 10 News.